Hey guys, how's it going today? Welcome to a new episode of your favorite podcast. This is episode 486, and this is your host Martin. All right, guys, so beginning of the week, I hope everybody's doing great. Me on my end, it was a good day, and well, basically, I don't know. I told you we had a problem on some of the servers. We thought it was something complicated, but it turns out something we could fix ourselves. So it's a great learning experience for the team, so that next time they will check this before alerting support. So yeah, today was a pretty good day, and I met someone today. I went to physiotherapy for my shoulder. And I was talking to someone over there who was mesmerized by what I did, okay? What I do, for a living. And that person was like, dude, I honestly didn't know these things existed, because some people are very kind of like traditional, say, offline business and stuff where you have to raise money, borrow from the bank, you need offices and people and stuff like that. And it seems completely out of this world for that person that you can actually, have a business with no employees, no upfront capital, no nothing, because it is possible, okay? So, one thing I'll say is if you want to accelerate the growth of your business and stuff like that, then obviously you can start looking into like paid options, right? So you will need to buy some tools and maybe do some ads and stuff like that. But it is possible to start for free, completely free. So what I'm doing now here at the podcast, it's completely free. Right, so I'm using a network where I can broadcast my podcast. It's free, so I'll just grab my phone. So here in this case, I'm recording that on the recorder, right? Then I just put it on the internet, but I don't pay anything for it. Okay, so I could basically, and which is what I do sometimes when I have a good product or a good training that will be of additional value to you. Recommend a product, and when people buy, then that's money in the bank, right? So I don't need employees, I don't need to build a fancy website, I don't need anything, okay? So I was trying to explain to that person that things have changed. You can start a Facebook group, you can have a business on an Instagram account or a TikTok account or whatever, stuff like that. And it was very fascinating, because when you are in, that's your everyday life, it's your routine to be in those sort of things, you just assume that people know about it. Me, I remember the first time I met people who told me, well, we generate leads and make money off of Instagram. I was like, what? How? I mean, for me, Instagram was just, you put some photos of puppies and stuff, and that's pretty much it, So even for me, who was working in online, so me, I've focused on emails more than like social media and stuff, but it was a discovery for me as well. So anyway, so I was explaining to that person that I have many businesses, and she was like, well, dude, how does that work? Because I have one business taking all my time, it sucks. And how can you have several businesses? And also, how do you launch those businesses? Because, they're like upfront capital, and then it takes time before people actually know about your establishment and stuff like that. How does that work? And I said, look, well, I don't have the same problems as you do offline, because, I don't have that much upfront capital. But also, I don't have the problems that most entrepreneurs and people working on the internet will have as well in form of, how do I get people to the website? Okay, I will explain. Obviously, and this is something that you need to know, okay? Because, a lot of people just, they forget about it or they don't want to understand this. So on the internet, I will say that there might be billions of websites. I think at least a billion websites. All right, since the beginning, at least. I'm being very conservative, and so don't think that just because you built that website and it looks nice and everything, people are going to show up. Dude, there are billions of websites on there. So how do people find you? It sucks. All right. So generally, what do people do is that they will go and spend all their money on Facebook ads. Oh, let me drive people from Facebook to my blah, blah. So it does work for some people. For most people, it doesn't work, right? But, please understand this. Facebook ads, if you don't know what you're doing, they will kill your budget and they will happily take your money, okay? And you'll get zip in exchange. So this is what people do. So, it's a lot of upfront capital. And so I explained to that person that, look, the one thing that I don't have this problem that most people have in, looking at my ROI, I think it's very different from maybe your ROI, because I have the most powerful asset in a business. I have an email list. All right. So basically, what happens is, every time I start a new business, I just use my email list. I send people there. It doesn't cost me anything. Okay. I'm not making Facebook richer or something and, spending and losing all my money there. I'm just sending out an email saying, hey guys, here's this new product. And this is how I get people there. So that's the reason why I can start business after business after business. So this is one angle of the importance of building an email list that people don't necessarily explain correctly. But today I can start anything I want. I can start a business as long as that's a little bit, something to do with my audience. I will select the right people in there. But for example, I have a huge audience of women in France for clothing. Okay, so it is my main market, clothing. And these women, they might also like some perfumes, some makeup stuff, some weight loss stuff, some like baby, like retail stuff, baby clothing, and a lot of things like home deco and stuff. So I don't have to go and run a new Facebook ad and find the right creative and blah blah blah. No, I just send an email. Okay, send an email, make money. That's it sounds you're like, oh man, that sounds too good to be true. That's how it works. All right. So obviously it works once you have the email list. So there is some strategy and some methodology that you need to apply to be able to collect emails very easily. Okay. But once you have this in place, you don't need to go and spend and waste your money on ads. You don't. That's the reason why I keep telling you, like for example, my ad account gets shut down or something like this, which it did. I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago. No, I don't know, a year and a half. Who the hell knows? I don't know, because I don't need it. Okay, so it's nice to have one if one day I want to run something and when they block it, it sucks. It usually sucks just because, not because I need it and my business is going to go down and I'm going to start begging people in the streets and stuff. It's just that when they block it, it's for a completely bogus reason that I don't understand, that drives me nuts. But other than that, F them. I don't need them. You know what I mean? I have everything I need. And you want to be in that position, that same position I'm in, where you're not dependent on those platforms there. Basically, trust me, they are going to take your money with a vengeance. Okay, and more often than not, the percentage of people who have successful campaigns on Facebook, I don't know, maybe it must be, let me see. All right, so positive ROI, Facebook ads, let's say numbers, and we'll see how many, I don't know. So we'll see how to measure, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't have the information, but that number is very, very low. All right, it's very low. When people break even, they're happy. All right, If they make profits, oh yeah, even if it's like 1% more, it's an achievement. Because I mean, the click-through rate on Facebook are ridiculous. Like the average, the global average is something like 0.1% or something click. It's ridiculous. Okay, so right now what you're doing is you're wasting your money and you're wasting your time running those ads that are basically going to drain your account. That's pretty much what it's going to do for you, instead of focusing on what really matters, which is having your own list. Right? Why, if you had your own list, you don't need to go and ask Facebook. Right? You say, hey, Micheline, this is Micheline or Susan, Bob and Susan, I have them in my database. When I have something for them, I send it to them, okay? So, that person was like mesmerized. It was like, oh man, gee, how do I do the same thing? I want to be able to do the same thing and stuff. And I said, look, many people ask me, how I do it and stuff. And you know what? At some point, I did explain to a bunch of people. And you have all types of people. So people, you explain that, oh yeah, okay, can you do it for me? No, I can't. Some people I explain, oh yeah, that's really cool, I'm going to do it. They never do it. All right. Or some people who, you tell them, they'll say, oh yeah, they will start and then they don't finish and they say, oh, your stuff doesn't work. And there are some people who the people who actually just follow the method, they have insanely great results. Okay, so I'm not going to say, oh, this works for everybody. It works for everybody who follow the system, right? That's what I'm saying, because it's just like anything. It's like a diet. The diet will work for anybody on this planet. You follow the freaking diet, it's gonna work. Okay, why it doesn't work for most people is because they never start, or they start for one day, or they eat chocolate all the time in addition to, I ate some salad, let me eat 2 burritos, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, right? So anyway, so I told her, look, I taught this to a bunch of friends of mine, right? So really good friends of mine, and I basically laid down the whole thing for them. Okay, you do this, you do that. This is how you collect emails. This is how you segment them. This is what you do afterwards. This is where you find the offers. This is how the money gets in the bank. All right. So some of my friends, I built everything for them, like everything. They didn't have to do anything. They never logged in or did anything, right? So obviously they didn't make any money. The other ones, they started making great money. All right. Really great money, which was, for them, it was like a second salary that they had. Some were perfectly happy with their job, right? Because, as I keep telling you here in this podcast, I'm not here to sell you hate your job, you hate your boss, and quit and stuff. If you love your job, if you love what you're doing, just stay there. You know what I mean? But so I have a friend. He has a second salary that every month it will arrive on his bank account, and he will use it for a holiday, renovate the house, and do all sorts of stuff, pay the bills and everything. All right, and there are some people who manage to quit their job and work remotely and all that kind of stuff because they just follow the system. So the system works. So she was like, oh man, I want in. How do I get in? And blah blah. So I gave her the link for her to go and check it out. She's been on it. She's been messaging me like, oh man, this is awesome. I'm learning so much and blah blah blah. So and she's motivated, because I told her, look, the last thing I want to do is give this to someone who's not going to take action. That's, when you're first getting started, teaching people stuff, this is not something you think about. You don't care. Like, dude, I want everybody to buy my stuff, slowly but surely, you understand that there are some people, they better keep their money, right? Keep your money. I don't want it because you're not going to implement it. And then you're going to moan and then you're going to be a pain in my ass because you're going to start asking questions that are, for example, in the course, or just, well, my money back doesn't work. You haven't implemented anything. So anyway, she's going through the modules, and the good thing is that she told me, look, I'm not technical or anything, and I can understand everything because you express everything in layman terms. So, I'm quite happy, that it is going to help her, and especially during this period here, because that was one of her problems. Was, oh man, business is really slow. I need to do something because I have like overheads and stuff. What can I do? And right now, Bali is pretty much closed, so people can't get in and all that kind of stuff. So if you're heavily dependent on like tourists to be here, then you're screwed, right? It's not like, maybe it's just today and tomorrow will be fine. No, you're completely screwed. It's not going to change until that pandemic thingy is over, right? So she's highly motivated to do it. She's going through it right now. She was texting me before. And, some of you guys might be either in that situation or they just want to be able to start a business. And this is my thing. Here's the thing is if you want to start a business, don't start a business that's based around social media. Don't, because social media is that account is not yours. They can take it away anytime. Okay, it's not yours. All right. So also what they do is depending on how early you get on the platform. Right? If you get early on the platform, then you have a lot of reach. You post something, people see it. But then afterwards, once you start seeing now what's happening on Instagram, it's been happening for quite a while now, is that you post something, only 10% of the people who follow you are going to see it. 10%, right? And then afterwards, you have to basically pay for ads or anything. So I see people whose whole business, the whole freaking business is based on Facebook ads. Oh, yeah, Facebook ads. And then bam, oh, my account got shut down. I'm doomed and blah, blah, blah. It sucks. I'm not happy when I hear people saying this, but I'm like, dude, you should know better than thinking that you're going to build like a longevity business. So a proper business, just basing everything on Facebook. And honestly, guys, please don't make that mistake. It's a good entry point to get people onto like an email list, something that you own, something that nobody can take away from you, but don't base your whole business around it. I've seen so many people crash and burn and get depressed and all that kind of stuff just because of that. So again, as I said, I don't have this problem, thankfully, because from the beginning, I understood that the real gold mine is emails, all right? So, I have my own database. And again, as I said, I start so for example, let me give you an example. I have this email database of women who like clothing, right? Retail and stuff. And so one day I said, you know what? After 2 years, I was a complete idiot. After 2 years, I realized that, oh, gee, wait, I have all these women in there. Maybe they will be interested in the weight loss stuff. Right? So did I have to go and create some funnels and all that kind of stuff and run ads that will get my account banned by Facebook and run some pre-sale pages? No, I just sent an email. I said, hey, oh, look, there's summer is coming. Look at this product. They were buying like gangbusters. And so it was a side business, right? So I was sending, a limited amount of emails. And at the end of the year, it was bringing me approximately $6,000 every month. So it was $72,000 at the end of the year that I made extra. All right, so with a business that I just started. So basically, just imagine the scene. I just finished the landing page and stuff, the product. So this one was even better because it wasn't even my product. It was a product. I saw a product on ClickBank. I went on ClickBank and I said, oh yeah, you know what? Let me find a product there. I found the product, sent emails, and then that's it. Day one, I was making money. From the first month, and it added an extra $70K to my bank account, without running ads or anything. Okay, so obviously, it is something like this that I want for you guys. So, just like I gave access to this lovely lady that I met at the physiotherapy, you have access to the course. It's right below, so you can click on the link that's there, and it is going to teach you, the easiest way of doing this, which is like how you build a list, okay? And the easiest possible way to do it, because there are really complicated ways of doing this. Oh, you build blah and then you automate this, and yeah, there are complicated ways, but I'm looking, I want people to have the simplest, most efficient way of doing something, and it's in the link that you're going to see in this podcast, right? So make sure you click on the link that's right below. So I don't know where you're listening to the podcast, which platform, but just check in the description. There's a link in there. If you want to be able to do exactly like me, you'll be a serial entrepreneur and business creator and stuff. This is how you do it. There is no secret. This is how you do it. No ads, no nothing. You just create a product, send an email, boom, you start making sales from day freaking one. Okay. So anyway. That's pretty much it, guys. Make sure to get it before it goes away. This lady, she's already going through it. She's already implemented a few of the tips in there, because it's very interactive. It's not going to be something that's going to take you 6 weeks. I don't like those kind of courses. Oh, in the next 12 weeks, you're going to, no. You go in there, there's some steps, you do it at the same time, and then bam, you already have something at the end of the course. You already have everything running. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.